Hello, welcome back. So, wanted to talk to you today a little bit about build quality and construction types when it comes to RVs. I get asked regularly, what's the difference? Why is this one smooth on the sides? Why is this one got ridges and stuff on the sides? And today we're going to answer that for you, okay? All right, so here's an example of a smooth walled construction. You can see that as we approach this, the sides are completely flat. There's no real texture to them, okay? Now this one over here is what we would call corrugated aluminum. It's obviously textured, and you can plainly see it's different in appearance. Not just color, but its outside surface is different than the one next to it. So what's the difference between the two of these? So first we're going to take a look at the exterior of the aluminum sided one, okay? What you're working with here are aluminum slats, if you will. It's just about 8-10 inch in height panels that interlock with each other. They're attached to, usually to a Luan substrate. Sometimes, depending on the cheapness of the build quality, there may not even be that. Usually their insulation is with a residential style batt insulation. And then of course the stud walls themselves are going to be 2-inch by 2-inch wooden stud walls. We can kind of get a little bit of a sneak peek at that if we look inside the basement of this particular one, okay? You see the stud wall material here is roughly 2 by 2, okay? And it's very residential in appearance. Now then, if we want to kind of switch over to this one here, we're going to talk briefly about fiberglass construction. This particular construction is going to be pinch rolled fiberglass onto a Luan plywood construction. So pinch rolling is just the means by which it is attached to the fiberglass. It's going to be glued in place and then rolled through a press. And then typically that's going to be vacuum bonded to an aluminum stud wall construction. And you're going to have a rigid foam insulation. There are pros and cons with each style of construction. Everybody you ask is going to have a different opinion on them, frankly. I personally prefer the fiberglass build construction, and the reason for that is I feel like it is more durable. That fiberglass being mounted to an aluminum welded cage is going to have less flex going down the road. I also prefer the rigid foam insulation as opposed to the batt style insulation. You know, these things going down the road are generally figured to be a rolling earthquake. And that batt style insulation is going to settle. It's going to move about a little bit. And I just don't want to have a situation where the tops of the walls are not as adequately insulated as they could be if I had a foam insulation that was rigid and stayed put. As I mentioned, both styles of construction have their pros and cons. Frankly, I'm often heard to say that the 3 biggest enemies to any RV are UV, water, and neglect. Obviously, if you neglect to keep these things watertight, eventually fiberglass can bubble up and delaminate. However, it's not going to be as prone to trap the water as a wood construction product would, thereby making it a little bit more prone to mold. So as with any construction type, maintenance is going to be key. And I'll be back with some more tips. For now, thanks so much for watching. keep an eye out for future posts and future video updates. If you have any questions or there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, feel free to shoot me a message, leave a comment, and I'll be happy to do so. Thanks so much.